I used to be afraid and didn't do anything. Now I'm afraid, but I do it anyway. This powerful message was inspired by Jacek Walkiewicz in his famous TEDx speech. What distinguishes these two versions of oneself? It's intriguing because we all have these two personas within us. We'll delve more into this in the second part of today's animation. Initially, it might not seem as engaging because I will challenge some popular beliefs, but bear with me, as later on I will equip you with some practical tools. So, stay tuned till the end, as today I'm unveiling the uncomfortable truths about self-confidence, starting with affirmations don't work. There, I said it. Affirmations, or the practice of repeating to yourself affirmations like, you are beautiful, or you are brave, or even longer mantras such as thank you for the gift of wisdom and self-confidence, blah, 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 have been widely embraced. Almost everyone interested in personal development has come across this concept. It's everywhere, recommended by a range of professionals from therapists and psychologists, some of whom might have cut corners during their education, to coaches boasting diplomas from the esoteric school of quantum leaps. It's touted as a cornerstone of positive psychology, which, unfortunately, is utterly baseless. I'm here to save you time and perhaps even disappointment. It has been rigorously tested. Affirmations were one of the first psychological constructs to be debunked during the so-called replication crisis in science. This crisis was a period when findings that had been accepted as true based on initial studies with small sample sizes were rigorously re-examined. And I know what some of you might be thinking, oh great science, the buzzkill of modern times, always ready to rain on our parade. One day it's telling us affirmations are beneficial, the next it might tell us smoking is good for longevity. If that's your take, you might as well read tarot cards, swing a pendulum for peace of mind, and rearrange your room's crystals to improve its feng shui because, according to you, science spoils the fun. I take issue with the way psychology can be commercialized. A minor study is blown out of proportion as if it's groundbreaking, leading the author on a worldwide lecture tour, only for a closer examination years later to reveal methodological flaws and results stretched to support a hypothesis. Subsequent attempts to replicate the findings don't match the original claims, but who cares if it sells books and seminars, right? Looking at you, Amy Cuddy, but more on that later. Back to affirmations. I reviewed several studies, as I typically include links in the description, which address the issue comprehensively. After scrutinizing research on affirmations published over the last 15 years, I've distilled it into 3 accurate conclusions. Affirmations can be detrimental to individuals with low baseline self-esteem, further reducing their mood and self-confidence. For people with high self-esteem to start with, affirmations are either neutral or slightly beneficial. The purported positive effects of affirmations are vastly overrated, leading to the so-called wishful thinking trap. Certainly not the slogans your esoteric success coach bombards you with, right? They never warn that people with low self-esteem who are most in need of boosting their confidence could end up feeling worse if they try to persuade themselves of their self-assuredness. Let's continue refining and revisiting the next sections in subsequent messages to maintain accuracy and detail, continuing with the refinement of the script, focusing on spelling and syntax improvements without omitting any details or examples. Cognitive dissonance. Next, we tackle cognitive dissonance, one of the most potent mechanisms within our reasoning. When not suppressed, it can lead to fascinating insights about reality. Cognitive dissonance is particularly painful and uncomfortable because, in the context of affirmations and self-confidence, it is based on 3 observations we make almost instinctively. We declare we are confident or brave. Deep down, we harbor doubts about our capabilities, feeling insecure and cowardly, supported by numerous instances from our past. This clash between our declarations and our self-perception generates dissonance, making us embrace a reality that feels foreign, which in turn magnifies our perceived shortcomings and fuels feelings of anger, frustration, and disappointment. If you've ever wholeheartedly believed in affirmations, realizing their ineffectiveness might be causing you cognitive dissonance right now. The crucial question, however, is how we choose to address this dissonance. Do we reflect on it and seek understanding, or do we, like many, sweep it under the rug and dismiss these challenges with passive aggression, labeling science as misguided? An intriguing study conducted on affirmations involved women and their self-esteem related to their bodies. It examined affirmations centered on self-acceptance and the mantra, "I love my body." Predictably, the findings were as anticipated. Asserting love for our bodies inadvertently draws attention to the parts we dislike, whether due to inherent dissatisfaction or reminders of our lifestyle choices such as a prominent belly. This attention results in cognitive dissonance, as there's a stark contrast between what we say and what we see, exacerbating negative feelings. You can't fake competence. Before providing truly useful tools to enhance your self-confidence, it's essential to address a critical point. Competence cannot be faked, at least not in the simplistic, affirmational way we often hear. Imagine you have a presentation at work where you need to discuss the past quarter's results or a project outcome. It seems your job primarily involves straightforward tasks like typing all day, but suddenly you're faced with a challenge. Preparing the slides becomes a struggle. You're unsure of what to say and stress overwhelms you. Despite previous group presentations that went reasonably well, convincing yourself that you're a proficient speaker worsens the situation. Then, during the actual presentation, an accidental nudge of your foot against the chair loudly disrupts the room, shattering your concentration. Your face flushes with embarrassment, and all eyes are on you in silence. The situation deteriorates. It's even more problematic because following Amy Cuddy's famous TEDx talk recommendation, you adopt power poses before the speech to boost your confidence and impact your audience. However, the result is far less successful than anticipated. Why? Because neither affirmations nor power poses work as promised. Power posing, in particular, has been debunked thoroughly over the years. The claims of increased hormonal levels after adopting such poses for a few minutes have been grossly exaggerated. None of the numerous studies conducted to verify these claims has confirmed their efficacy. True competence can't simply be conjured up through self-convincing. Pretending to be an eloquent speaker or a compelling interlocutor without genuine substance is futile. Before proceeding to job interviews or important discussions, telling yourself you're the perfect fit when evidence suggests otherwise only sets you up for disappointment. I urge you to remember that these superficial methods of boosting self-confidence, quick affirmations, positive visualizations, or Amy Cuddy's power poses, are akin to taking a headache pill, a temporary fix at best. They represent a commercialized approach to personal development, promising significant outcomes for minimal effort, an approach I critically address in my book and the Farewell to Procrastination course, links to which you'll find in the description. The disservice done by treating personal development as a quick-fix solution cannot be overstated. Accepting the other person. Recall the opening quote, "I used to be afraid and didn't do anything. Now I'm afraid and I do it." This illustrates the internal dialogue between the multiple selves residing within us. I often emphasize that metaphorically, three individuals coexist inside us: the present self, the childhood self, and the self in old age. The current self navigates life's choices, deciding whether to dwell on childhood traumas or envision an unrealistically successful future. Neither extreme, living in the past with its failures, nor fantasizing about an improbable future, serves us well. Instead, the key lies in recognizing and embracing our present capabilities and limitations, learning from past experiences but not being defined by them. Consider this. The patches from our past, the negative labels affixed by others, create a narrative of fear and inadequacy. This fear, often rooted in childhood experiences, paralyzes us, making the prospect of new endeavors daunting. Everyone experiences fear, but how we confront it, choosing inaction or bravely facing new challenges, defines our journey toward self-confidence. This person might also project themselves into a future filled with success, detached from the hard realities of life. Such daydreaming offers temporary relief, but ultimately leads to dissatisfaction due to the disconnect from achievable goals. Living in the present, acknowledging past hardships, and utilizing available resources to address current challenges is the most constructive approach. Whether it's enrolling in a course, consulting a guide, or seeking therapy, acknowledging and accepting the presence of that other person within you who fears failure and shies away from new experiences is the first step towards genuine self-improvement. Reframing. Reframing involves shifting our perspective on a belief to another equally valid viewpoint, facilitating a more empowering outlook. This technique, rooted in ancient psychology, contrasts starkly with superficial affirmations. It's about honest self-exploration and adjustment, not empty self-assurances. For instance, disliking certain physical features can transform through reframing. If you criticize your mouth or ears, consider their utility and beauty in communication and experiencing the world. This process requires time and sincere reflection, ensuring the new perspective is grounded in reality and thus free from cognitive dissonance. Pretending to be good, the saying, "fake it till you make it," holds a grain of truth, albeit not in the simplistic manner often suggested. It's not about deceiving oneself into believing in unpossessed competencies, but about adopting a set of behaviors and mindset conducive to growth. This method involves detailed planning and context consideration, supported by activities like journaling to bridge the gap between current self-perceptions and desired traits. Exercises in front of the mirror. Practicing in front of a mirror, or better yet recording oneself, can dramatically improve self-presentation and alleviate social anxiety. This technique allows for constructive self-critique in a low-pressure environment, facilitating adjustments in speech, body language, and overall demeanor. It's a practical approach to becoming more articulate and poised, especially in preparing for challenging social interactions or public speaking. Visualizations. Visualizations require a clear goal and a detailed imagining of the desired outcome. For instance, an experienced speaker visualizes the stage, their movement and interaction with the audience to enhance their performance. This mental rehearsal, combined with practical exercises like recording or mirror practice, solidifies the preparation for real-world applications. It underscores the importance of specificity and realism in visualization to effectively translate practice into success. By maintaining a commitment to these principles, acceptance, reframing, purposeful pretending, mirror exercises, and targeted visualizations, we embark on a path toward genuine self-confidence and personal growth.